Roberts here. Welcome to this tutorial in databases, and we're looking at relationships now insofar as we want to propagate some relationships. The reason we want to do that is because we want to get rid of the many-to-many relationship as between products and shops here. Now, in order to do this, we need to really understand why we're doing it, because otherwise it all looks a little bit like magic. As I've said before in a previous tutorial, many-to-many relationships are not possible in a database to actually make them work. What a M-to-N relationship says, or many-to-many, is that a number of records from one table belong to a number of records from another table. Somewhere you need to save which records these are, and the solution is to split the relationship up in two one-to-many relationships. So we're going to get rid of the dilemma or dichotomy or problem by actually making a table where this relationship is. And it will turn out, I hope you will see, to be actually a reflection of reality that we are doing this. Because what we are really doing is drilling down through the model into what actually is happening with this information, this knowledge, if you pardon the pun, on the shop floor. I'll show you what I'm doing in this ERD application, because it may explain quite a lot without me saying so many words. Well, the first thing we want to do is get rid of this many-to-many relationship, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just stick it down here for the moment. We want to create a new entity, and we need to, of course, give it a name. Now, what is it that is, in fact, an entity that stands between shops and products that we will be able to, when it's a table, store information in, and what would that information be? Well, we know that a shop has stock, so we're going to call it stock. Now, it turns out that stock, in its relationships with shops and products, is such that stock will be in a shop on a many-to-one basis. That is, there'll be much stock in a shop. So we know that the relationship between these two is going to be many-to-one. So let's click on that, ask for a relationship, and drag it to there and see what we get. Need to move this out a little bit so we can see what's happening. You should be able to see here that the relationship is one-to-many, but it's optional whether a shop will have stock in it. You could have a shop that's closed down, has no stock. So we've put a 1 there, but note that it could be 0. Let's do the other side now. Now, what I've done here is to say that a product is in a many-to-one relationship with stock, but there may not be any of that product in stock. Now, there's an error here. Could you stop or pause your recording and see if you can find out what it is? Well, it isn't the optionality, as it were, but it's the relationship in cardinality, because of course it should be the case that it's many on the stock side. So it should be many on the stock side and 1 on the other side. So now we have it right. Let's just tidy this up and get rid of the old relationship. The many-to-many is gone. We've got a table for the cost of that. That's what cost us. The maintenance of another table. And we now have a many-to-many relationship gone, because we've got many entries, you might say them lists, that's what they look like, in the stock table as it will become. Now we need to resolve the many-to-many relationship between products and sales. So maybe you'd like to pause this recording and have a go at that yourselves. I'll just give you a hint. When a sale is made, there's usually an invoice, some sort of sales document or some sort of sales detail made. Well, here's my solution. The many-to-many has been got rid of by putting in with the M's on both sides of invoice. So there's a one-to-many relationship between the invoice and the product. That is, there will be many products on the invoice, but only one product in the table that we can look up. And similarly, for every sale, there will be an invoice. So there'll be one-to-many. Notice I've made these as mandatory. It's arguable in some case, but that's what I've done to keep this thing simple. Let's tidy that up. Now, you should be able to see we've resolved all the many-to-many relationships, so we could actually, if we wanted to, build this database. Now it's at this point that we ask the question, okay, but what is the data inside these guys? What is the data that we're going to store? Remember, all the time we've been asking the question, what is it we need to know, to store and get back, manipulate? What is it? Well, in this case, we're going to need to know what's in each side of these entities in terms of properties, and we call these attributes. And we could say that the attributes are, when the database is made in the tables, that they're actually fields. So for example, for customer, attributes would be the phone number, the name, the address, and of course the customer is going to have a customer reference in a shop, an ID. And we're going to explore all of those kind of ideas in the next tutorial as we look in the next one at identifying attributes.